use this through any means.
Thank you. Councillor Mrs Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This council is all about democracy, or should be about democracy. And within the last 2 weeks, we've seen an element of democracy in this chamber when the votes were counted, when a ballot was taken, the views of the people of Christchurch. When this matter came up some years ago, it was in fact a question that was sent to every household. That was taken for granted. And yet in this one, when we started with these proceedings with 4 people who, unknown to us, had made a decision that we should be joined together, we didn't know. There was no democracy, no accountability. And at least Christchurch has had the guts to put it to the people, what do you think? And that's what matters. We're here to represent the people of Christchurch. When people who go round Christchurch, when members talk to the residents, to the people who are their constituents, they could see what the views were. And it's very nice to know that those views have been proved by a ballot that has shown overwhelmingly that here we do not want to be part of what is really a subversive attempt to create a city by the sea. We are not a city by the sea. We're a small market town, proud of its history, and we do not want to be part of a great conurbation that we have no share in. When you go through all the documentation, if I might say so, this idea of a unitary is not new. The Radcliffe Maud report came up with it many decades ago and said, oh, unitaries are the way forward. This is the way that it ought to be done. Let's have England governed by huge unitaries. Well, it was shown that this was not ideal. But you've still got civil servants. You've still got politicians who've got this hankering for big is beautiful. Well, it's not. And it never will be. And when you look at all those words that have spilled out into our folders, into our in-trays, to the meetings we've attended, a lot of it has been completely inadequate. If I were marking, in the margin I would have been putting vague, unsubstantiated, oversimplification, evidence question mark, because we have based this on no hard foundation. And a city that is not built on hard foundations, or a town, will not stand. So, Mr. Mayor, we have asked the people have said overwhelmingly, to the amazement of a number of people, we do not want to join with Bournemouth and Poole. And we do hope that the Secretary of State, who kept us waiting for so long, will at least spend time contemplating our response. That the people of Christchurch have spoken, and they have spoken because this is what they believe. And this is what we in this council chamber believe. And so, Mr. Mayor, I support the recommendations, the revised ones that are set out. I compliment the officers on the work that has been put forward and the bullet points that have been added to make it easier for the Secretary of State to see just exactly where our main points are. And it's up to us to continue to fight for the future of this town.
Thank you. Thank you, members. Thank you.